Hello and welcome to the Kopala TV main news. And now for today's headlines. APC leader responds to calls for an opposition alliance. ZANASU and stakeholders engagement meetings and sensitizations continue. In international news, divisions in Iraqi forces over crackdown on Iran-backed group. Join us in a bit for the news in detail. To present the Kopala TV main news, my name is Wabwila Musongole. The opposition All People's Congress Party has responded to calls for an opposition alliance ahead of the 2021 general elections. APC President Nathan Musoni told Kopala TV News that in Malawi, the opposition were ready to work together because leaders were ready to be led by other leaders. However, Mr. Musoni said that the problem in the Zambian context is that people that called for an alliance wanted people to applaud them into State House. He said a good leader is a leader of fellow leaders and not followers.
In Malawi, the opposition were able to work together in an alliance because leaders were ready to be led by other leaders. But in the Zambian context, the problem is that when we call for an alliance, those who call for an alliance are actually saying, come and help me become president. No. We are not ready for such an alliance where people are invited to go and clap for somebody to go into State House. We will not do that. An alliance can only work when the leaders are ready to be led by other leaders. That is how a political alliance works. It is selfish to imagine that your friends should come to clap for you to go into State House. Such an alliance cannot work. A good alliance is an alliance where leaders are willing and ready to be led by other leaders. And let me say this, a good leader is a leader of fellow leaders and not followers. We are today grappling with the question of leadership in the Patriotic Front because all of them were followers. Look at the mess of this country. Because you only had one leader in the PF, Mr. Sata. Unfortunately, after the demise of Mr. Sata, the cronies took over the Patriotic Front. Look at the mess this country is in. So yes, an alliance provides a good political buffer for leaders. But when you call for a political alliance, be ready yourself to be led by other leaders.
The Zambian DNA has commended President Edgar Lungu for easing restrictions on social and economic activities under the new normal in a phased manner. Zambian DNA spokesperson Spuki Mulemwa told Kopala TV News that they have, however, noted with concern how Zambians are ignoring public health guidelines such as wearing face masks in public places. Mr. Mulemwa has therefore advised Zambians not to be complacent but continue adhering to the public health guidelines in order to protect themselves from being infected or infecting others with the coronavirus.
The Zambian DNA commends President Edgar Chagwa Lungu for easing restrictions on some social and economic activities under the new normal in a phased manner. However, we have noted with concern how Zambians are ignoring public health guidelines such as wearing face masks in public. As the fight against COVID-19 pandemic rages on, Zambians should realize that we can only win this war together with government by adhering to the stringent public health guidelines. We advise Zambians not to be complacent, but continue adhering to the public health guidelines in order to protect themselves from being infected or infecting others with the coronavirus.
Moving on, the Zambian National Students Union, ZANASU, with support from SAIH and the Zambian National Education Coalition, ZANEC, has continued with its stakeholders engagement meetings and sensitization programs. The umbrella mother body of student unions across the nation, together with its affiliate leaders, took time to hold successful engagement meetings with the pupils and management at Kamulanga High School in one of the populated areas of Jack Compound, with strict observance of health regulations and guidelines. Diana Kopala has the rest of the details in the following report.
The coronavirus pandemic is still in the country, and no one knows when it's ending. But it seems like a lot of people don't believe that COVID-19 is still in the country. Of late, we have seen a spike in the number of the coronavirus pandemic cases as well as deaths around the globe. No wonder the Zambian National Students Union, ZANASU, with its stakeholders have continued with engagement meetings and sensitization process. ZANASU, together with its affiliate leaders, took time to have an engagement meeting with the pupils and management at Kamlanga High School in one of the populated areas of Jack Compound, with strict observance of health regulation rules. Nevertheless, ZANASU says it will continue with engagements and providing solutions and health education during this pandemic, be it physical meetings and online engagements with key stakeholders. Stephen Kanyakula is ZANASU's vice president, and he was one of the people who went to sensitize the pupils. Also present was Joseph, who is the secretary for Zambia Medical Students Association, ZAMSA. As of 1st July, Zambia's accumulative cases stood at 1,632, total recoveries at 1,348, and the total number of deaths at 30, leaving the active cases at 254. Diana Kafwala, Kopala TV News, Lusaka.
In case you have just tuned in, you are watching the Kopala TV main news. Join us in a bit after our commercial break.
Kopala TV, Kopala ya buena mumwesu Kopala. Kopala TV.
My number. Ishusho limentindeaza yama OG Orushani. Kopala TV.
Yama OG. Imuntu wandi Yesu. Fwebene by fwebene. Fwebene. I did the kalasti. Yako Kopala futi yaba Kopala.
Manje kuikatashani yoina. Na yena ya kuntambo oroni jiviji.
Wala iwe. Ile sango patopsta decoder. Channel 98 paku. Ninshi ya tuvira. Puta mensa ninshi ya lila ni efizimbwe. Kule izimoli la femunjazi.
So yuri landati Kopala TV tayawanga ya maboiling channel wako watu wachila tamba fe wino. Kwangwa filamba fyambo kupona. Uruwa mfotoro. Pantu ifuma channel wefingi fyamo pura fi.
Alola iwe. Kopala TV ni Kopala futi eile kuchalo. No shali mokuba molasti. Elo ile sansa Kopala yonse my number. Ukwambila fepa my number pandola lwansha. Kito paketi ke mufurila mufuken. Chingola pa chingo begi na chidila iwe. Ni Kopala TV eiliko.
Muntu wanja pakushongora fika top star wetata nde tambela pofi Kopala TV pachani 98 pakude konkana ne charo bumper to bamba ni pate after pate wo pate after pate wo Kopala TV OG yeah. Kopala TV available on Topstar Channel 98. Kopala TV, entertainment just for you.
Looking for an opportunity to grow your business? Well, Kopala TV has good news for all small-scale businesses. You can now advertise on Kopala TV's Makwebo. Bonseba na mayo na bashtata. Iseni mulangishe amakwebo yenu pamutengo uachepa nga 100 kwacha. Yes, you heard right. For as low as 100 kwacha, your business will get its peak. Whatever the business, we will advertise. All you need to do is send a text of what your business offers, indicating the name, location, and contact details to the number below. Payment for the advertising spot can be made through MTN mobile money on the number down below. Makwebo, make your business known.
One Zambia, Zambia chalo chesu. Stop political violence.
I am Zambian. I am against political violence.
I am Zambian, and I say disarm all cadres now.
It's not one Zambia if we kill each other. Stop the violence.
It's not good killing one another as Zambians. Stop the violence.
Let's keep the peace in our streets. Let's work to stay one Zambia.
It's not one Zambia if we kill each other. Stop the violence.
Ndimwina Zambia, lekeni ukulwa pamulandu wa politics.
Welcome back. The opposition Patriots for Economic Progress Party, PEP, says it is very disappointed with the continued failure by the Ministry of Health to settle arrears that are outstanding to media houses for COVID-19 advertisements, despite the fact that the ministry received funding amounting to about $13 million from the Global Fund that was specifically meant for COVID-19 advertisements. PEP President Sean Tembo has challenged the Minister of Health to tell the nation why media houses have not been paid a single ngwe to date.
As Patriots for Economic Progress, we are very concerned and disappointed by the fact that the government still has not paid the various media houses that were contracted to participate in undertaking these COVID-19 advertisements to create awareness among the public. These people have been running adverts since as far back as February, March of this year, and up to now, no single way has actually been paid to them, despite various promises. And it's worth noting that there were specific donations that were received by the Ministry of Health from the Global Fund, amounting to more than $13 million, which were specifically meant for COVID-19 awareness. And that is the money which would have been paid to media houses, but that has not been done. So we want to challenge the Minister of Health to explain to the nation why these media houses have not been paid. Because what has happened is that these media houses have actually stopped running these COVID-19 messages, most of them, which is undermining the fight against COVID-19.
Still in political news, the new Congress party, NCP, says it wishes to acknowledge that Zambia is a democratic country just like other countries. NCP President Peter Chanda said the party is not ashamed to be in alliance with the PF and has therefore acknowledged the wishful thinking of the NDC leader Chishimba Kambwili.
Congress Party would like to acknowledge that Zambia is a democratic state, just like other countries. And just like the other political leaders have observed as to what happened in Malawi, and they are calling on opposition political parties in the country to unite and field one candidate. I feel the situation of Malawi should not be equated to Zambia. Democracy is not about copy and paste. In as much as we can respect the views of our dear brother and comrade, the Honorable Chishimba Kambwili, that the opposition should unite and field one candidate, I want to state that the fact is that Patriotic Front is a formidable party at the moment. And us as New Congress Party, we are not ashamed to be in alliance with the Patriotic Front. And we strongly believe no matter how the opposition would like to unite, our alliance with the Patriotic Front will defeat them come 2021. I want to state that President Lungu remains the people's choice president. And no wonder you see all the maneuvers that others are going through the courts, others are talking about filing a petition to on the nomination of President Lungu. Others, they are doing all underhand methods to try and make sure that they undermine President Lungu's leadership. If President Lungu was not a formidable force in Zambian political scene at the moment, I want to state that the opposition could have been celebrated. Today, no single opposition political party can unseat the Patriotic Front.
Still in local news, the Jesuit Center for Theological Reflection, JCTR, has continued to channel residents and service providers in various chiefdoms on the Copper Belt to ensure development is attained. JCTR Programs Officer Martin Sikonda has emphasized on the need to promote and protect human rights and dignity. Mr. Sikonda says the Zambian people are entitled to these rights, which is why they are to be fully respected. Details are in the following report.
They seem to have similar challenges. These are residents of Chief Shubshinga and Chief Unkana's chiefdom. The people from the two chiefdoms feel they have been left out in terms of developmental programs. They say the health facilities in the chiefdoms are too small to cater for the whole population. The Jesuit Center for Theological Reflection JCTR Programs Officer Martin Sikonda emphasized on the need of human rights and dignity. Meanwhile, Mary Ndlovu, Bulaya Environmental Health Technician, had this to say.
We have a challenge back in Nikifu, a big one. She touched it a bit, like Councillor Wesu. We attend to people each and every time. That we are like, it's the same as that we are, because they would come at 18, 21, 01, anytime. So we don't have electricity, there's no solar. The solar panel that we had is long overdue. It was supposed to work for 5 years. But number had almost 7 years. So
the residents disclosed these challenges during the interface meeting with JCTR and other stakeholders, including traditional leaders. Victoria Mukpo reporting in Mufwanyama.
You are still watching the Kopala TV main news. We break for some more commercials and return with international news.
Kopala TV, Kopala ya buena mumwesu Kopala.
My number. Ishusho limentindeaza yama OG Orushana. Kopala TV.
Yama OG. Imuntu wandi Yesu. Fwebene by fwebene. Fwebene. Naidede kalasti. Iyako Kopala futi yaba Kopala.
Manje kuikatashani yoina. Naena ya kuntambo oroni jiviji.
Wala iwe. Ile sango patopsta decoder. Channel 98 paku. Ninshi ya tuvira. Puta mensa ninshi ya lila ni efidimbwi. Kule izimoli la femunjazi.
So yuri landati Kopala TV tayawanga ya maboiling channel wako watu wachila tamba fe wino. Kwangwa filamba fyambo kupona. Uruwa mfotoro. Pantu ifuma channel wefingi fyamo pura fi.
Alola iwe, Kopala TV ni Kopala futhi kuchalo. No ushali mokuba molasti. Elo ile sansa Kopala yonse my number. Ukwambila pepe my number pandola lwansha. Kito paketi ke mufurila mufuken. Chingola pa chingo begi na chidila iwe. Ni Kopala TV liko.
Muntu wanja pakushongora kufika top star wetata nde tambela pofi Kopala TV pachani 98 pakude konkana ne charo bampa to bamba ni pate after pate wo pate after pate wo Kopala TV OG Kopala TV available on Topstar channel 98. Kopala TV, entertainment just for you.
Looking for an opportunity to grow your business? Well, Kopala TV has good news for all small-scale businesses. You can now advertise on Kopala TV's Makwebo. Bonseba na mayo na bashtata. Iseni mulangishe amakwebo yenu pamutengo uachepa nga 100 kwacha. Yes, you heard right. For as low as 100 kwacha, your business will get its peak. Whatever the business, we will advertise. All you need to do is send a text of what your business offers, indicating the name, location, and contact details to the number below. Payment for the advertising spot can be made through MTN mobile money on the number down below. Makwebo, make your business known.
One Zambia, one nation.
Zambia chalo chesu. Stop political violence.
I am Zambian. I am against political violence.
I am Zambian, and I say disarm all cadres now.
It's not one Zambia if we kill each other. Stop the violence.
It's not good killing one another as Zambians. Stop the violence.
Let's keep the peace in our streets. Let's work to stay one Zambia.
It's not one Zambia if we kill each other. Stop the violence.
Ndimwina Zambia, lekeni ukulwa pamulandu wa politics.
Welcome back. In foreign news, on June 25th, the Iraqi government carried out a raid on Khatib Hezbollah, a group with close links to Iran that has been accused of attacking United States forces. It was a test for new Prime Minister Mustafa al-Kahimi, who has promised to crack down on groups that operate outside the law. But days later, those detained had walked free. We monitored Al Jazeera for this report. At least 34 people are believed to have been killed in southern Japan as torrential rain and severe flooding continue across several Asian countries. Nearly half of the victims of the Kumamoto region were living in a nursing home. We monitored Al Jazeera for this report.
It's a challenging task for these emergency workers in southern Japan. The risk of more mudslides is high on the island of Kyushu. A trail of destruction can be seen from the air. There's more torrential rain and severe flooding in the weather forecast for the next few days. Weather conditions are hampering rescue efforts in the worst-hit areas, Kumamoto and Kagoshima. Half of those killed or missing since Sunday had been living in elderly care homes. And after the Kuma River burst its banks, transporting people to safety by boat is a difficult and dangerous job. On Sunday, Prime Minister Shinzo Abe set up a special task force to tackle the crisis and has deployed 40,000 military personnel to help with the rescue efforts.
People in the area are required to continue to be on maximum alert. With regards to self-defense forces, please prepare to dispatch 10,000 personnel for further emergency support. Please do this so that you are able to respond swiftly and adequately.
75,000 people had been warned to leave their homes ahead of the floods. Japan's meteorological agency says the rainfall is the worst it has ever recorded in the region. In China, people are bracing themselves for more flooding. Weeks of some of the heaviest rain seen in decades has killed more than 100 people. Millions of lives, homes and businesses have all been affected, especially in the south.
We have dispatched over 50 people to help drain water. We have also dispatched mobile pumps to areas severely affected by the flood. We are now making all-out efforts to prevent further flooding from water draining into urban areas.
And these homes along the water in India's financial capital Mumbai are dangerously close to being flooded. July is usually the wettest month during the monsoon season, but this year nearly a month's worth of rain has fallen in just the past 5 days. More than 1 million people have been affected by flooding in northeastern India. Many of them have lost their homes.
The water level is increasing over here. Fishing is also banned, so we don't want any loss of life. That is why we request the authorities to come here and see what is going on and what is not.
Across Asia, emergency services are overstretched while also dealing with the coronavirus pandemic. And with more rain expected in some areas, the coming few days may prove even more difficult. Sara Khairat, Al Jazeera.
Finally, in foreign news, the 72nd anniversary of the foundation of the National Health Service has been marked across the UK with a nationwide round of applause. There was appreciation for the work of the NHS after a time of challenge unprecedented in its history. Meanwhile, the head of the NHS in England has said the pandemic has shone a harsh spotlight on adult social care, calling for it to be reformed and properly resourced within a year. The government has said it intends to bring forward a long-term plan. We monitored the BBC for this report.
Geraldine from North London is one of more than 1,000 COVID patients who took part in a global trial of remdesivir. This is her receiving the drug in April. She made a rapid recovery and is shocked that the drug has been bought up by the US.
I wanted to be part of something that could potentially help everyone, and I feel that now only a small percentage of the world's population really are going to receive any benefit from it in the near future. It's really disappointing.
Remdesivir takes months to manufacture, so there was already a shortage. This deal means the American pharma company Gilead will reserve nearly all production in the coming 3 months for US patients.
COVID is a global problem with millions of patients affected worldwide. Those patients need access to proven treatments. For one country to dominate the access to a single treatment is beyond unfortunate.
There are now 2 drugs which are proven to be effective against COVID-19, remdesivir and the steroid dexamethasone. Remdesivir costs £1,900 per course of treatment, whereas dexamethasone costs just £5. Remdesivir cuts the duration of symptoms from 15 to 11 days, but is not proven to reduce the risk of dying, whereas dexamethasone cuts the risk of dying by 1/3 in the most seriously ill patients. The NHS says it has enough remdesivir for patients who currently need it, but how long that will last is unclear. But there are ample supplies of dexamethasone, which is now the standard treatment for seriously ill COVID patients. Fergus Walsh, BBC News.
That item marks the end of the Kopala TV main news for today. But before we go, we take a look at our stories that made headlines. APC leader responds to calls for an opposition alliance. Zanasu and stakeholders engagement meetings and sensitizations continue. In international news, divisions in Iraqi forces over crackdown on Iran-backed group. Thank you for watching the Kopala TV main news. My name is Wabula Musongole. God bless.